I'm Keelan, and this is Sarah. We have been fishing, surfing, full driving our way around Australia for the past year now. Meet Percy and Keith Urban, our trusty steeds. Subscribe to join our adventure.
We leave Victor Harbour and we make our way down to Kingston and then down to Robe.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. We're in Kingston.
Take you down a little side road here, one less travelled, and yeah, it should be a really good episode. The Robe area on the limestone coast has a remarkable history. The seaside town sits on the shores of Kingston Bay, named in honour of a French admiral after it was sighted on the Nicholas Borden expedition in 1802. For at least 30 years, the area was home to the Ganji and the Mentanga people. First European settlers came hot on the heels of the famous outland Charles Boney, who brought through the first mob of cattle in 1839, opening up a new route from New South Wales to Adelaide. Now this is our type of road. It's literally dead flat, hard as a rock. It's not much fun because, let's face it, we're not going to get bogged. Well, I hope we don't. Touch wood now, he said that, we'll probably get bogged. But how good is this? This is the Kingston Beach, so this is literally just in front of the township. There's no one around at all. You can literally drive this beach for kilometres and it's just perfect. Sarah made a good point earlier. There's probably a lot of squid in there. It's pretty shallow and it looks really tidal, so watch your tides. So we've come back to Kingston Beach and I've had a bit of a bright idea, right? So the beach here is so flat and there's no swell. The tide is coming in, but I thought I'd try pull out the snatchy and then get scurfed behind the car. Sarah's going to drive the car and I'm just going to surf my way down the beach. There's no waves in this area at all, so we've got to manufacture our own fun. And it might work, but it might also be a massive fail. So we're gonna have a crack and let's see how we go. Far out, that worked so much better than what I thought it would, but it was so sick to see Sarah getting up first try. Sarah's like, yeah, I'll have a crack. Next minute, she's up and just shredding the gnar. That was sick. I don't know why you doubt me.
We're a woman of many talents.
Woman of many talents. It was so much fun and I encourage people to go out and do it. If it's a hard beach, you're not cutting anything up, and make sure you keep your car out of the bloody salt water. They're my main tips, and it's a lot of fun. We just use the snatch strap. Don't know if your snatch straps are meant to go in the salt water. Might have to rinse that one out later. Anyway, we're down here now. We're gonna have some lunch. Cooking up some health food. So for us, this is like a really healthy lunch. We've just whipped down to Foodland's IGA and got ourselves some crackers.
Sayos were a bit too expensive, so we had to go with the premium brand.
Anyway, tomato, bit of avocado.
Oh, look, it's little individual packets.
Oh, what? Wow, that's not good for the environment though. Anyway, beautiful day down here on the beach. I saw a big King George head before, a fish head. So something tells me there's a few around. We might try a bit later, but how sick's this joint? Having a ripper time.
RV park in town. It's $15 a night. You can stay 1 night, 2 nights or 3 nights and it's $15 flat. There is another caravan park down the road if you need to stay longer than 3 days, but I mean, if you're coming in for a week, I'd go to the RV park for 3 nights for $15 and then go down to the caravan park.
Yeah, so cheap.
So cheap.
$5 a night, but even if you stay 1 night, it's still $15. So
Yeah.
that $15 gets you up to 3 nights, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of shires should take a bit of a leaf out of this book. Yeah, it's quite good.
It's such an RV friendly town.
Yeah.
Like there's plenty of places to park in the town. There's a little IGA, it's so nice.
And if you're
there's
into
toilets at the RV park too.
And if you're into your fishing, we saw a King George whiting head on the beach, and everyone in the town has a boat, so the fishing here must be pretty hot, I reckon. That's pretty sick, but the angle of the coast means that you're actually protected when you get an easterly breeze, which is happening a lot this year because of the El Nino cycle instead of El Nino. I won't get too much into that, but pretty much the trade winds are different. And yeah, so it's nice and protected on this side of the coast. It's beautiful. The velocity of the wind did pick up when we were back there trying to scurf, much to our disappointment. But yeah, anyway, we're going to head back now, make a bit of lunch, and I'm going to give under the car a bit of a squirt out.
And you can take your dog to the RV
Oh
park.
yeah, dog friendly.
Tell you what, having a drawbar tap is so handy just to be able to get some running water at your demand like that. So I'm just going to clean underneath the car, even though we didn't touch the salt water. All that wet sand still has a lot of salt inside of it, so it's good to give your car a bit of a wash down after you've been on the beach. And we baby our gear, so like to keep it all reliable and schmick under there, so I'm going to give her a quick squirt.
Alright, finally got my act together and we've finished the ebook. So we've finished our recipes ebook. Tonight we're having Keelan's special spag bog.
It's very special, trust me. You won't know until you try it.
This is definitely one of the best recipes in the book. It doesn't look it, but it's so good.
And full authentic, I made this thing up. I literally took a couple of my favourite food and I smushed them together into one, and it goes off. So all my workmates, when I was working away with them, I always used to cook them this, and they used to froth it. So I've already tested on a few people.
He used to cook it for his mum and dad every Tuesday. It was mince night and he used to cook it for them.
And they got sick of it probably after about a year, I reckon, having it every Tuesday. That's how good it is. So yeah, anyway, go and buy that. We'll chuck the link down below in the description. It's only a couple bucks, and yeah, you'll be supporting us directly. And yeah, we're pretty proud of it. So anyway,
heaps and heaps of recipes in there, like heaps of dinner ones, and then we put some bonus lunch and snack ideas and stuff in there. So
yeah, the idea of it was so that people, when they go on holidays for 2 weeks, they can literally pull up this little ebook and have all the meals they're going to cook there in front of them, and then go to Coles and Woolies, prep for it, and then just be sorted. No more stressing about what you're going to eat when you're camping. Everything that we cook is literally just on a gas stove. Sorry. Everything Sarah cooks, mostly Sarah anyway, 95% Sarah cooks, is on a gas cooker, which most people have. So anyway, these are easy meals that are cheap, and yeah, so anyway, go have a look at that one, and yeah, you'll be supporting us in massive ways. Thanks, legends. Yoo. So this is what dreams are made of. There's jumbos, jumbo crays, and then there's freaking jumbo crays. Look at the size of this donkey. You could almost bloody throw a saddle on that one and ride it into the sunset. It's that big.
how many nights would that feed you for?
Oh, let me just, probably about a week, probably you about a month, I reckon. So we've just filled up with water, come into Robe town here. It's a beautiful little town. We've just come out the back because we're not that keen on staying in a caravan park. We feel like we have been in a caravan park last 3 days, so we just decided to head out bush. And just out of the township here is a nice little camp. It's not a free camp, it's all through the Shire, I think, or the government, and you've got to book it online. And yeah, we're gonna go off-road here a second, but to be honest, there's not too many reviews on wiki camps.
On wiki camps. It's called Stony Rise, and there's another one called the Guns Campground. So we're just gonna go in, see if there's any spots available. If there is, then we'll book one, and then we'll just stay.
Yeah. So we've come off the beaten track from that big crustacean, and hopefully we can get in here. We're not too sure. Yeah, we'll see how we go. Sometimes you just got to grab it by the nurries, so let's do it.
yesterday, 5 months and a year. Oh, I loved you too long. You keep blowing me out, I keep holding you in. I keep asking myself, oh, why do you still hurt? Why do you still hurt?
So we've just pulled into the campsite. We actually got the last campsite available online. It's campsite 3. It's $17 a night here. You can't have dogs because it is a conservation park. But how was that bloody rain? I was out of the car filming, and then I don't know if Keelan will put the footage in because it's so bad.
Nah, we'll.
It just bucketed down and I was like, oh my god. So the film just went everywhere. It was so bad.
It actually started raining
drenched.
like proper winter rain, like downpour.
It's like torrential.
How good's this spot though? This reminds us of Margaret River, where we're from in WA.
It's like Black Point.
Yeah, it's so sick. So we haven't even looked at the beach, but I can hear the waves, I can hear the coast, so that's a good sign. And
that's why he wants to stay here so many nights, because it's surf.
It's sick, but you come in, little 4-wheel drive track, so doable, but we didn't know what we're getting ourselves into because we had no idea where this track goes. But
it's all caravans here.
There's other caravans here, so it's not bad at all. It's pretty easy.
And all of the sites are very private. Like we've got a nice little site here, and then there's 2 sites across from us. But campsite 1 and 2, those ones were quite close together. They're sort of like looking at each other's front yard. So if you come here, probably go 3 onwards.
3 is the tightest, but 3 is good. Trust me, you get your van here, so try get 3. But I'm buzzing. This is so sick. I can't wait to go check the coast out.
It's not going up.
Job done.
Alright, Keelan's very, 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 very excited because we're in a place that looks like Margaret River. It feels like he's at home, but I'm very excited because we're at a bloody little dusty spot and it's just so nice coming inside, and we've got this beautiful little like luxury home, and it's just...
Yeah, it is amazing, and it's clean at the moment, which is good.
Yeah, I know. I think that's why I'm like, oh, this is so nice, because I cleaned this morning, so like it's actually...
I've got a hell funny story to tell everyone.
Oh, here we go.
The other night, I forgot to tell everyone this, but everyone knows that I've got active sleep disorder. And I do funny things in my sleep all the time, like no joke, all the time. Every night is an adventure for me, for both Sarah and myself.
It's an adventure for me. Jesus.
I always try to get up and walk around the van and go outside. Sarah literally has to like rugby tackle me back and tell me to go to sleep and stop being silly. Anyway, I have no idea when I wake up what I've done the night before. Anyway, the other night what happened was I went to bed and I had 1 pair of undies on. Like you do, you just go to bed, you know, not wearing many clothes, just wear me undies, like nothing special. Woke up in the morning and I had 2 pairs of undies on, just 2 pairs of undies, and I was like, I feel pretty warm right now, like something's going on. I feel pretty supported at the moment, like a bit of protection, you know.
The thing is, normally I wake up when he's up to things at night, but I must have been so out to it that I didn't wake up. So Keelan's woken up and he's like, what did I do last night?
Anyway, I thought I'd share that with you guys. Bit of an insight there to my sleeping arrangement. Anyway, the plan is now, change the subject. The plan is now to head to the beach. Well, we'll have a bit of lunch first, and then we'll head to the beach and check this joint out. Apparently it's really nice, really rugged, really untouched, so can't wait for that.
We'll see.
So we've just come to the start of the track here. Looks like the sand gets really soft, so I'm just going to drop the tyres. With these tyre pressure monitoring systems that we run, it's not actually that much different to taking off just your normal valve stem cap. We run a iCheck tyre pressure monitoring system. We actually have a discount code with these, so if you're actually looking at getting one, we can save you a couple bucks there. So just go on the iCheck website and use our discount code SKT10. And yeah, iCheck's a great company and they're doing everything they can to give you guys a good product and save you a bit of money as well. So I'm going to drop these tyres down to about, I don't know, it says 20, but well, I might go to 20 actually and just see how we go with that. If it gets real soft, I can always let them down a bit more, but first time on this beach, it's actually not too bad. Drop them down a bit lower than you normally would, just that peace of mind. Just dropped the tyres and we're at our first obstacle. It's a bit of a sand dune. Sarah's just jumped out to film the car. Anyway, I thought I'd show you guys the tyre pressure monitoring system. So there's no cords attached to this one at all. And if you tap this middle button, so we're currently still on road mode. So if I tap this 5 times, it then turns it to off-road mode. And then all our parameters are different, right? And then one thing that this does is also, if you hold these 2 buttons down, it disconnects the caravan, so now the caravan's not showing up anymore. And as you can see there, I've dropped my tyres. They're all little bit funny, but we've got a product coming out very soon that's gonna fix the issue with the Storm tyre deflators. Anyway, I won't tell you too much more, it's a bit of a secret. Sarah's ready to film me, so let's get into this little sand dune. It's pretty chopped up. Fair few people have obviously driven this track with a little bit too hard of tyres, I think.
What do I believe? What makes me feel it to write you this song?
So we just got down to the beach, and it is a nice beach, don't get me wrong. There's so much swell, but
Too much swell, you can't swim.
yeah, there's not much swimming to be done out there today. It's like bloody washing machine, but it's definitely nice to come down here, and you can definitely appreciate how raw this little bit of coastline is. Just back down the road at Kingston there, it was dead flat. Come 20 k's down the road and it's massive.
Crazy.
So that entry was really steep, like when we came down onto the beach. So it's going to be really interesting trying to get back off. I reckon it's a beauty that we let the tyres down, but I might even let Sarah try to drive up it and see if she can do it. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Sarah feels so uncomfortable driving on the beach, so it's really good learning for her to be in a controlled environment. Well, semi-controlled, anything could happen, let's face it, but pretty controlled. Anyway, yeah, I bet she won't get bogged. I bet she'll crush it. So that there is the hill that Sarah's about to climb in the car.
I'm gonna get it first shot.
I was telling them all that you're unconfident.
No, confidence is key. Okay, no, seriously, now that Keelan's gone, I'm freaking shitting myself.
I wish I was in the car right now. I'm bloody puffed. Oh no! What happened?
I'm a bit nervous.
You're a bit nervous now. I don't know if that does it justice how steep this thing is, but you've done well to get there. So all you're gonna do is go back down and just to this first bit here. Nah, just give it shit. So go back down, Sarah, not all the way to the bottom, just this bit. I'll tell you when to stop, and just have another crack.
Oh, I could not do that. It's Keelan's go.
Turns out it's a lot softer than it looks, and instead of letting the tyre pressures down, which would be the next step for Sarah, I think I'm just going to get in and just skull drag it up there. How good a fun's that? Ooh.
Back down he goes. That doesn't make me feel so bad now.
So as you've seen there, the old throttle controller didn't do too much. It only just dug us a bit deeper. It got a bit further back up. So the next thing to do is actually drop the tyres even further, which I'm going to drop them down to about 15 psi and see how we go then. So we've had a really good day. I've had a haircut, which is massive for me, and I'm about to cook up some dinner here, and we're scraping the absolute bottom of the barrel tonight. We're actually eating blue groper, chips, and a Mexican rice that Sarah whipped up last night. So here's our big bag of blue groper, and I'm just going to whip it up, chuck it in the old favourite, the lightly seasoned fish coating, which is super easy to do. You guys have seen me do this before, but it never disappoints. It's been a fabulous day here at Robe, and yeah, it should be a really good night. I think it's been freezing though, like we're wearing jumpers and jumpers on top of jumpers, so sorry mum.
Hey, you take one of my ginger beers?
Yeah, accidentally stole one of Sarah's ginger beers accidentally. So all we normally do is just get the Tanko mix, chuck it in a Tupperware container, slice the fish up into some nice massive, well, my bite-sized chunks, probably not Sarah's bite-sized chunks. And it does fry down smaller, so don't cut your fish too small. And if you keep them all the same size, I find it cooks a lot better. You don't have to worry about undercooking things. If one's done, they're all done. So the next thing is chuck the fish into the Tupperware container and we'll give her a good shake. So this is typical Keelan fashion. I've prepped the fish, which is normally the last thing that goes on the plate, but I haven't even put the chips in, so I'm going to do that now. Bit of a rookie error. Always get the chips going before you cook your fish. I'm going to get these chips in now, and I haven't even preheated the grill. What am I doing? So a really good drive in the area is actually driving from Robe to Beachport, but on the beach. It's quite notorious. Some people say it's the best beach drive in Australia, so we're going to do that, but not on this episode. So we are by ourselves, and we've heard the track's quite boggy at the moment, and some of the massive sand dunes, you can get stuck down the bottom of them, and yeah, if you got no help, you're not getting out. So it doesn't matter how many max tracks you carry, sometimes you just need a helping hand, and we simply don't have that. So we're going to wait for our mates just vanning it. Derek and his 79, he loves getting bogged, that bloke. So we're going to wait for him. Also Lifestyle Lap in their Y62, that should, you know, eat it up. And then also our mates, the Driftwoods, so they're going to be doing it in their Prado, so that should be interesting, manual versus automatic. Pretty much though, in a nutshell, 40 to 50 Ks of driving, and yeah, it's one of the best drives apparently you can do, which it should be really good day. So that's going to be in a following episode after this one, or it might already be released, and if it is released, we'll put it at the end of this video so you guys can go back and watch that. But now, like I said before, we're having blue groper, which we did get this from Esperance, so this is from WA. It's just been in the freezer cryovac. And it doesn't really matter how long you keep this stuff, it's so thick, so white, and I've had it literally at -22 since we left WA, so it's going to be really tasty. She's all coated up on that fish lightly seasoned fish coating mix. Let us know in the comments too what your favourite fish is to eat, and also how you cook it. I've got to try something new because I keep doing this one every time, so if I really like the sound of your recipe, we'll do it on the channel and we'll give you a credit for it. Anyway, we'll get this pan roaring hot. And if you're thinking, what the hell is Keelan drinking? This is a Matzo's ginger beer. These are a Broome-based company. I don't know if everyone on the East Coast has heard of Matzo's before, but they're really good ginger beers. Yeah, this is Sarah's. I didn't have any beers cold, so I've actually nicked one of hers. Thank you, Sarah.
My expensive ginger beers.
Yeah, they're like $4 a pop, so they're not cheap, but anyway. So as you can see there, guys, the pan is smoking hot, so it's time to get the fish in. Like I said, chunks like that, so that's my fist. They're not too much smaller than my fist. Make sure your pan's super hot. It always helps when you're cooking seafood on a hot pan. If it's not sizzling, you need to take it off and heat the pan up a bit more. Actually, what I should say is if it's not spitting lava at you, it's not hot enough.
On the plate here we've got the fish, and we've also got Mexican rice. Both these recipes are in our ebook.
that concludes this one. Don't forget to subscribe and go watch our latest Kangaroo Island episode. It's a cracker.